and welcome to A Stylish Life. My name is ShaKayla Diamond, and today I'm bringing to you episode 4 of Breaking Fashion News. So like I always say, Breaking Fashion News is a segment to where I give you all of the latest fashion news from the it should be from the previous week, if not like the previous week and a half. And I will be bringing this video to you weekly. I haven't decided if sometimes it doesn't work out for my schedule for me to get it out on a Saturday or a Sunday. Sometimes it gets out on a Monday like this video will, but we're going to try to work it out to where it's like a consistent day every week. But anyway, let's get right into the news. Look, kind of like a lot of things happened this week. Some very major things within the fashion industry happened this week at the beginning of the week. And the first part of news is one of the biggest things that happened, and very, very sad. I'm pretty sure you probably know what I'm about to say or what I'm about to talk about. But Karl Lagerfeld passed away at 85 years old in Paris, France. He passed away on, I believe, Tuesday, February 19th. When I woke up, that's literally like the first thing that I had heard about, and it literally broke my heart because I love Karl. Karl is like one of my favorite fashion icons within the fashion industry. He's done some amazing things, been a part of some amazing collections and brands for many, many years. He's been at Chanel for, I believe, 30 to 35 years. He's been at Fendi for about half a century. So it's just very sad to hear about this news and to hear that the fashion industry has lost yet another icon. It made me really sad, like I said, because he's one of my favorites. I always hope to, meet Karl one day. And I love everything about him. I know people say he seemed mean or whatever, but I just loved everything about him. I love that he wore the same thing every day. Shades, slick back gray ponytail, black and white outfit. Like, I just loved him, and it's just so sad to hear about, him passing away. And so many brands and so many fashion publications and news websites posted so many things about him, reflecting on all of his collections with Chanel, with Fendi, and all of the other brands that he's worked with. He's definitely, did his due diligence for the fashion industry, and it's so sad to hear about him passing away. But the next news is that Fendi paid tribute to Karl Lagerfeld because this was actually his last collection that he worked on for the brand. I was reading on Women's Wear Daily that they actually planned for him to be at the show, made all of the arrangements. Him and, I believe her name is pronounced Venturini Fendi, that's who he was working on the collection with. And they planned this collection and designed this collection up until the last moments, and were continuously working on it. And they didn't expect for something like this to happen because, like I said, they made the arrangements for him to be there, and he wanted to be there. So it's just so sad to hear. But at the Fendi show, during, I believe it was during Milan Fashion Week, and like I said, the collection was designed by him and Venturini Fendi. And at the end of it was at the end or the beginning of the show, they played a video of him from a documentary of him, like sketching out his life. I actually think I saw this documentary, and it actually, when I seen this clip on somebody's Insta story, the Teen Vogue editor-in-chief Insta story, I saw it on there. I actually almost cried because they didn't even show his face. He didn't even say anything. I just saw his hand with the Chanel gloves on, and I instantly knew that that was him. And I was like, oh my God, like that is just so freaking sad. But they paid a tribute to him at the end, and then the collection was like an embodiment of him and everything he loved and everything that he represented for the brand for the last half century that he's been working with them. Next, Prada brings in Ava DuVernay for diversity issues because, as you know, they released a like blackface caricature as like a purse accessory, and it was a huge thing. All these brands are continuously doing racist things and causing big problems for themselves, that it kind of seems like it's not a coincidence, it's not a mistake, it just keeps happening over and over again. Prada was actually one of the first in this round to make this huge thing, but they brought on Ava DuVernay to help them, try to figure out what can they do to not let this ever happen again. this isn't really that, this didn't happen this last week. I think this actually happened like the week before last. And next, Kim Kardashian called out brands for knocking off designer pieces. So she wore a archive Mugler gown, and within like hours or minutes, Fashion Nova released a design of the same exact thing. And she, you know, came out saying you're ripping off designers and they put their blood, sweat, and tears into these pieces, which is very true. Like, places like Fashion Nova or even high fashion brands are stealing designs within minutes and mass producing it and then reselling it and getting it on the internet. Like, that is insane. Like, you literally saw her in the dress and then within hours Fashion Nova posted it. Like, it's like they blatantly don't care. They're blatantly just recreating whatever they can get their hands on, because if you wanted to recreate it, whatever, but the same day or within hours of after she posted the picture, like, if you're gonna do it with a little bit of grace. Do it, you know, at least a couple weeks or something after. Like, how did she, and then Diet Prada, which is like an Instagram page dedicated to like knockoffs in the fashion industry, they said that they think that Kim Kardashian kind of, you know, gave them a little preview to what she was going to wear so that they could have it made ahead of time. Because one of the main models for Fashion Nova, she posted on her Insta story hours before the dress was released, showing like editor pics of the pictures that they took for the photo shoot of the dress. So they were like, it's kind of, you know, not making sense. Kim, are you throwing rocks behind your hands, or did you really not know? And they just made it within minutes, got to it, and released it overnight. But that's a whole messy situation. But Fashion Nova, like I said previously in other videos, they're always stealing. They are just like, they tacky. They don't have no manners. They don't have no respect. But people keep supporting them, so they're going to keep doing what they want to do. Next is Pier Paolo Piccioli, the creative director for Valentino. He's responsible for the amazing Valentino couture show during Paris Couture Fashion Week. He is doing a collection, or he actually already did the collection with Moncler Genius, and he created like puffer coat evening gowns, and they look so freaking amazing. And they were released during Milan Fashion Week. I believe it was after the Moncler Genius fashion show he released it. But they were absolutely amazing. Maybe I'll try to insert some videos. But if you're following Young Stylish Lifestyle on Instagram, you've seen all of the things that I'm talking about, except probably like the Kim Kardashian thing. But you're seeing everything that I'm speaking on, because I always post about, you know, fashion. Everything from fashion weeks is on there. Everything that's happening in fashion news is on there. Everything from award shows, red carpets is on there. So make sure that you're following Young Stylish Lifestyle on Instagram so that you never miss out on any fashion news, and you get it, you know, as soon as it's happening. You get to see all of the fashion happening in the celebrity world. But next one is Ruth Carter won an Oscar last night for the costumes for Black Panther, which is so exciting and so amazing. I talked about Ruth Carter in the last video about Black people in fashion that you need to know. She's an amazing costume designer. She did an amazing job with the costumes in Black Panther, and she definitely deserved that award. And lastly, Riccardo Tisci apologizes for the noose hoodie that he created during the fall ready to wear collection in London Fashion Week. Basically, it was like a hoodie, and then instead of the drawstrings that came out, the strings tie into like a noose. I saw the hoodie. He said that his inspiration wasn't negatively motivated. He wasn't purposefully trying to create a noose on a hoodie. I'm a little bit indifferent. I'm not trying to give any more of these brands my reviews, my thoughts on these things that just keep coincidentally happening. I can see how, I will say that I can see how the hoodie may not have been intentional. I can say that. Just from viewing it myself and forming my own opinion, I can see how it may not have been intentional. But I do feel like brands need to be more careful. Although you put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating these designs, and you take 6 months to a year to create them, to put them together for these shows, you need to make sure that you are not stepping on anybody's toes. Because it's not about what you meant, but about how people perceived it and how it was delivered. So if that was not his intention, y'all just need to make sure that when y'all are creating these designs that you are being a little bit more cautious, and you know what can be seen as offensive, or you know if something has been done like this previously, or if this could be a reference from something that we didn't even think about, you know, things like that. Just being more cautious on what you're doing and how you're doing it. But if it was intentional, I'm not surprised. Like at this point, these brands are just doing it to get a reaction, because it's going to cause, they say all publicity is good publicity, and these things definitely give them publicity. It definitely creates hashtags on Instagram. It definitely creates a riot, and people want to know, oh, what's going on with Prada? What's going on with Fendi? What's going on with, you know, the latest brand that's done something crazy? They're going to start to search them. They're going to start to look them up. It's going to probably give them a boost in sales from other people. Like, it's kind of publicity. So if it was intentional, like, there's just one more thing for you to be doing. But from my understanding, Riccardo Tisci has been very unproblematic within the fashion industry, so he needs to try to stay that way. You need to try to recover from this. Do what you can. I know with a lot of brands, if they do it on, like, they'll release something racist and then release an apology, and that apology could either A, be sincere, or B, just be something that they have to say because it's happened. And now it's kind of hard to decipher on what's genuine and what you're doing because you just have to, because that's just, you know, protocol. That's just, you know, how the ways of the world works, that you do something and then you apologize for it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I could see how it could have been unintentional, because I did see the hoodie. They definitely, you know, could have tied it a different way. And then I don't know if it was something that was going on behind the scenes, because a model is actually somebody who called them out. I don't know if it was a model who was in the show. I don't know if it was the model who was wearing the hoodie or another model. So I don't, for her to have wanted to come and say something, I don't know if it was like behind stage, or like, oh, let's tie this like a noose or whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, if this is another antic or another thing for brands to do, I'm not surprised. Like, y'all just keep doing it back to back to back. Clearly nobody's learning lessons from their counterparts. But anyway, that is all of the news that I have for this episode of Breaking Fashion News. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. Please turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every time I upload a video, and give this video a thumbs up if you like when I bring to you Breaking Fashion News episodes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.